Good morning. I am G. Karan Kumar, working as a lecturer in electrical and electronics engineering, Government Polytechnic Yadagiri. Today I am teaching the subject electrical circuits for third semester diploma students. Subject code 18E302C. Topic we can see single phase AC parallel circuits. Subtopic is nothing but the Q factor. So here a single phase AC parallel circuit is nothing but the where resistance, inductance, capacitance are together connected in parallel. So in the parallel combination here the conditions are nothing but the current can be increases, voltage remains the same here. So already we studied the resistance is nothing but the again resistance, it is the property of the substance which opposes flow of the electrical current through it. It is nothing but the resistance again which can be again indicated by the letter R measured in ohms. Again inductance, again here we can constant nothing but again resistance R in ohms. Again L is nothing but the inductance. Again the inductance can be defined as a again it is the property of the substance which opposes rise or fall of the current or the flux through it. It is indicated by the letter L measured in Henry's H. Again we can also express L is equal to N pi by I, which can be defined as the product of the number of turns and the flux per unit amperes measured in Weber turns per unit amperes here or Henrys. It is nothing but the inductance. Again the one more parameter is nothing but the capacitance. The capacitance is defined as the storage of electrical energy in the circuit. Again the capacitance can be indicated by the letter C and measured in farads F. So C in farads, R in ohms, L in Henrys. Again L is nothing but inductance. So all the three parameters are connected in the parallel where voltage can be applied. Single phase voltage can be applied here. So here again we can study nothing but again the Q factor of the parallel circuit. In previous period we have discussed solve problems on the resonance in series and parallel RLC circuits. The resonance is nothing but the vibrations. Again the resonance again we can express in the case of series. Again that is nothing but the resonant frequency. What is the 1 by 2 pi under root LC. That is in the case of parallel circuit where FR denoted by the resonant frequency, where L is the inductance, C is the capacitance. Again in the case of parallel again we can express FR as a which is equal to 1 by 2 pi again under root again 1 by LC minus L by R whole square. So it is again in the case of again here parallel circuit. Again on completion of this period you would able to know again the Q factor of the parallel circuit, Q factor of the series circuit. So again Q factor of the series circuit where the again we can express that is nothing but the resistance, inductance and the capacitance can be connected. So in this case we can express again the resistance R, again the across VR is nothing but the voltage drop across the resistance, that we can express as nothing but the I into R. Again where VL is nothing but the voltage drop across the inductance, that we can express I into XL. XL is nothing but the inductive reactance. We can consider XL is equal to that is nothing but 2 pi FL. 2 pi FL. Again VC is nothing but the again voltage drop across the capacitance, that we can express I into X into C here. So XC we can consider which is equal to 1 by 2 pi FC. Where here voltage can be increased, that we can express that the V is equal to again VR plus VL plus VC. That is across the again in the series circuit here. Again where the voltage can be applied, the current can be flows, again the current remains the same, that we can say I is equal to again I1 is equal to I2 is equal to I3. So it is the current remains the same in the case of series circuit. So again Q factor can be defined in the case of series circuit. It is defined as the ratio of the voltage across inductor or the capacitor to the supply voltage at resonance. Voltage across inductor or capacitor again to the supply voltage at resonance, or it is defined as the voltage magnification at resonance here. So voltage in the case of series circuit can be increases, so which can be expressed as the Q factor of the series circuit. So which can be defined as the voltage magnification at resonance. Again here voltage across inductor or capacitor can be given as VL is equal to again I into that is XL. Again voltage drop we can take again VL as the voltage drop across inductor, or VC which is equal to I into XL. Supply voltage V is equal to I into R. Voltage magnification which is equal to Q factor, that is a VL by V. That is IXL by IR, XL by R. Again I and L will get cancelled. Again we can express here VL is equal to I into XL by I into R, where I and L will get cancelled, again becomes XL by R. XL is nothing but 2 pi FL that you can consider. Again XL by R, 2 pi FL divided by R here. So that XL by R, 2 pi FRL divided by R, where FR again we know that in the case of again here 2 pi FRL divided by R, where FR is nothing but the 1 by 2 pi root LC in the case of series circuit here. So that substitute that value in the equation, in above equation, again we get here 2 pi L again divided by R, 2 pi root LC here. So again 2 pi will get cancelled, again which can be expressed as again we can again L divided by R under root LC here. 1 by R under root L square by LC, so that we get 1 by R under root L by C. By R under root L by C here. Again if you constitute here, this one is nothing but again 2 pi, so this one is equal to 2 pi L into divided by R into 2 pi under root LC here. 2 pi will get cancelled, again we get L, again this we have to take square here, again if under root square, so we can express this as again here R into, if it get cancelled, R divided by again here 2 pi L divided by R into under root LC. So here we can, this is the next step, again we can square and we can take the root here, again we get the here nothing but the under root L square again we get this as a Q factor which is equal to 1 by R under root L by C, here. So it is the Q factor for the series circuit. Again the Q factor in the case of parallel circuit, again here where the circuit can be connected in the parallel, again Here where the capacitance, inductance, resistance and inductance are connected. It is defined as the ratio of the current circulating between the two branches to the line current in the parallel circuit at resonance, or it can be defined as the current magnification in the parallel circuit as the at resonance. So here in the case of parallel circuit, the current can increase, so it can be defined as the current magnification in the parallel circuits. So here again, if we express this as nothing but the where current I can be flows, the capacitance can be connected and the resistance inductance can be connected here. Again we can write the current magnification which is equal to again IC by IR. So IC we can express IC is equal to V by XC. Again XC is equal to 1 by 2 pi FC VRC. So again IR is equal to V by VR by C. V by L by VCR by L. Here nothing but here IC by we can express here current magnification which is equal to can express IC by I, IC by I, that is nothing but this is equation. So which is equal to again IC we can express as a IC is equal to V by XC. Again I is equal to again I is equal to again V by XC. Again here XC we can consider here L by CR. XC is equal to L by CR. So again XC if the substitute again XC in the L by CR, again it will get here. Again here I is equal to VCR by L. VCR by L. So again here IC is equal to V by XC, which is equal to V omega C. So XC is equal to 1 by 2 pi FC. If the 1 by 2 pi FC goes upwards, again becomes V omega C here. So Q factor again we know, again which is equal to IC by I. Again if we substitute here, again we get the value here. Again IR is equal to V by L by CR. Again VCR by L. You can substitute the above values in the equation 1. Values in equation 1 again we get. Again Q factor is equal to VRC divided by VCR by L. That is again VR 2 pi FRL divided by R. Again this is equal to again we can express here where again Q factor that we can consider Q factor is equal to V omega C. IC is equal to V omega C. Again VCR divided by L. VCR divided by L. Again C and C will get cancelled. V and will get cancelled. Again we get this value as omega L by R. Omega L by R here. So we can express omega L is nothing but which is equal to 2 pi FRL. Omega L by R. This value is omega L by R. 2 pi FRL divided by R. Again which is equal to again we can get 2 pi L by R. Again we know that here FR is equal to 1 by 2 pi root LC here. 2 pi root LC. Again if we substitute, again we get again here which is equal to 1 by R under root L by C here. So 2 pi L divided by R into FR, same as series circuit. That is the 2 pi R 1 by 2 pi root LC, since FR is equal to 1 by 2 pi root LC. So 1 by R under root L square by LC, 1 by R under root L by C here. So this Q factor is again which we can again define as 1 by R under root L by C, same as the series circuit. Again, we can consider the Q factor of the parallel circuit in nothing but the current magnification, where the current can increase in the parallel circuit. So we can express nothing but the, again, I is equal to IC by I here. So IC is nothing but the current flowing through the, that is nothing but the capacitance. Again here, now IC is equal to, we can express V by XC. Again we know XC is equal to 1 by 2 pi FC. Again this is nothing but the 1 by XC is equal to 1 by 2 pi FC. We can cancel, which is equal to 1 by omega C here. So 1 by omega C again becomes V omega C. So this value as a V omega C. Again IR is equal to V by L by C here. Substitute, again we get VCR by L. Substitute the values in the equation, we get Q factor is equal to, again V omega C divided by VCR by L. Again L by R 2 pi FRL divided by R. FR is equal to, we know, 1 by 2 pi R. If R is negligible, if R is a very small value, then FR we can write here same as that of the series circuit, that is a FR is equal to 1 by 2 pi root LC. Again we get the value 1 by R. Q factor is equal to 1 by R under root L by C here. So this is same as for the series circuit. So in this period we have discussed Q factor for series resonance circuit, VL by V 1 by R under root L by C. Again for parallel resonance circuit, IC by I 1 by R under root L by C. The Q factor of the two branched parallel circuit is given by the ratio IC by I by IC, L by C, I by IL, IC by I. Define Q factor for a series circuit and express in terms of circuit parameters. Frequently asked questions are nothing but coil resistance 100 ohms and inductance of 100 microhenries is connected in series with the 100 picofarads capacitor. The circuit is connected to a 10 volts variable frequency supply. Calculate the Q factor. So given here nothing but the resistance is L, again R is equal to 100 ohms, given data ohms. Again L is equal to 100 microfarads and the C is equal to 100 picofarads. 100 picofarads. Again circuit is connected to a 10 volts variable frequency, that is F. We can write F is equal to 10 volts. Again Q factor, again we can express Q factor is nothing but the for series circuit, which is equal to 1 by R under root L by C here. So R given as 100 ohms. Again L is equal to 100 microfarads. Capacitor is nothing but the picofarads. Again here we can express nothing but the, again 1 divided by 100 under root 100 microfarads, 100 into 10 to the power of minus 6. So if we calculate, again we get the value here. So in this way we have to do the problem. Again we can see the subtopic importance of the Q factor. Again in the case of series circuit and the parallel circuit, the Q factor can be expressed as a, again, 1 by R under root L by C, 1 by R under root L by C here. So in the previous period we have discussed Q factor of the series circuit, Q factor of the parallel circuit. Again, so on completion of this period you would be able to know the importance of Q factor. Again, where the resistance, again inductance and the capacitance are connected. Q factor of the series circuit where the voltage is connected, where VR is nothing but the voltage drop across the resistance. You can express here VR is equal to I into R. Again, where VL is equal to I into XL. VR is equal to I into XL. Again, VC is equal to I into XC here. Again, we can constitute here XL is equal to inductive reactance, XC is equal to capacitive reactance. So we can say VR is the voltage drop across the resistance, VL is the voltage drop across the inductance, where VC is the, again, voltage drop across the capacitance. So it is defined as the ratio of voltage across inductor out to the supply voltage resonance, or it is also known as the voltage magnification. Q factor is equal to VL by VL. So Q factor of the parallel circuit, again we expressed, it is defined as the, again, ratio of the current circulating between the two branches to the line current at resonance. It is also known as the current magnification. Q factor is nothing but IC by IR, where IR is the line current at resonance. Importance of Q factor. Q factor means not only at only higher voltage magnification but also at higher selectivity of the tuning coil here. So it indicates how many times the potential difference across LRC is greater than the applied voltage at resonance. Discuss about Q factor in series and parallel circuit. So in this period we have discussed importance of Q factor series and parallel circuits. In series RLC, Q factor gives voltage magnification, current magnification, both A and B, none of the above. Voltage magnification. What is the importance of the Q factor? Frequency class questions are the coil of resistance 100 ohms and the inductance of 100 microfarads connected in series with 100 picofarads capacitor. The circuit is connected to 10 volts variable frequency, supply frequency. Calculate the Q factor and the resonant frequency here. Again, we can express here nothing but the, again, Q factor is equal to 1 by R under root L by C here. Given R is equal to 100 ohms, again L is equal to, again, micro henries, and capacitance is equal to picofarads here. So we can calculate the Q factor of the series circuit here. Again, next we see the subtopic is nothing but the methods of generation of polyphase voltages and the current. Again here polyphase, again the word indicates the polyphase is nothing but the, again, three-phase circuit. Polyphase, nothing but the three-phase. So far we discussed, again here, single phase. Again the single phase where the voltage, again the positive and the negative, or the phase and the neutral can be connected in the case of AC here. So in the single phase only available is nothing but the again 220 volts single phase AC supply, 50 hertz AC supply. In the case of polyphase we are talking about a three-phase supply. We can say polyphase or the three-phase or the more than one circuit. So in the case of three-phase circuit, the supply voltage is nothing but a 440 volts single, again 440 volts 50 hertz AC supply here. So we see the methods of generation of polyphase voltages and the currents. So methods of generation is nothing but the again generation of the two-phase EMFs, generation of the three-phase EMFs here. So in the case of two-phase EMFs, the difference between the two windings, is 90 degrees. The displacement between the two windings is 90 degrees. Again, the case of three-phase, again three-phase winding, the displacement between all the three windings is 120 degrees here. So now we can see methods of generation in the polyphase circuits. So on completion of this period, you would be able to know polyphase, methods of generation of two-phase and three-phase voltages and the currents, instantaneous equations of the voltage and the currents in the two-phase and the three-phase. So what is polyphase? The polyphase means many and phase means windings or conductor. The poly means we can again consider the more number or numerous or means many, and phase means winding or the conductor. So polyphase means more than one circuit. We can also express the polyphase as a more than one circuit. More than one circuit here. The polyphase system is a combination of two or more voltages having the same magnitude and the frequency. The types of polyphase circuits: two-phase system and three-phase system here. Again, the polyphase, again we can consider in the case of single phase, we are taking about the again phase and the neutral. Phase and the neutral. The voltage is nothing but again we are applying single phase 230 volts 50 Hz AC supply. Again, in the case of three phase, if you assume that is nothing but the polyphase here, again three phases are connected. We can express R, Y and the B. The voltage we are assuming nothing but a 440 volts three phase, 440 volts AC supply. So it is the difference between again single phase and the three phase. Types of polyphase circuits are two-phase system and the three-phase system. Again, the two-phase system, again in this system there will be two windings or the conductors. Again, each winding will induce its own EMF. Again, here two windings or the two conductors can be connected. The displacement between the two windings is exactly 90 degrees. So that we can constitute here again where these are the two windings which can be connected. So if you assume one rotor can be rotates, so in this magnetic field here, again we can assume here that is A and the A dash is a B and the B dash. So the displacement between the again these windings are nothing but exactly 90 degrees. Suppose if I assume A as a 0, B as a again 90 degrees, again 180 degrees, again here 270 degrees here. So it is again this is nothing but two-phase system where the two windings can be connected. The displacement between the two windings is exactly 90 degrees. So in all the windings the EMF can be induced here. So each winding will induce its own EMF. So it is a constitute the again two-phase EMFs where the north pole and the south pole. Again north exactly comes under the again X and the X axis, Y and the Y axis here. So DC source can be applied. Again in the case of DC, again we are assuming that the conductor can be rotates. Again the conductor can be rotates. Again the here conductor can be rotates and the field remains stationary. In the case of DC here, again the case of AC, field rotates and the conductor remains stationary. So generation of the two-phase EMF is nothing but the two windings can be connected. Here whenever the supply is again pass through the windings, the flux can be set up, some vibration, again some force can be established there. Therefore the again the coil can be moves here. Again the coil can be indicated by the nothing but the again the which can be we can say it is nothing but the rotor. We can indicate this is nothing but the rotor here. So on the rotor the coil can be arranged here, or we can say nothing but the armature here. again the rotor, on the rotor the coil can be fixed here. We can see these are nothing but the field windings. You can see it is nothing but the field windings. Whenever the current passes through the windings, the flux can be set up, some vibrations are exit, therefore the rotor can be rotates in the clockwise or anti-clockwise direction here. So two-phase alternator, we can say it is a two-phase alternator, consists of two windings X and Y displaced by 90 degrees. The EMFs develops in two phases are also displaced by the 90 degrees here. Again we can assume again the two windings are connected here. Again the displacement in all the again three way again two windings is 90 degrees. Assume that the two coils are windings X and Y with the same number of turns and frequency connected in two-phase system. Figure A shows the phasor diagram from the phasor diagram. Again the EMF induced in the coil A can be given by VA is equal to Vmax sin omega t here. That we can assume here nothing but again A dash, again B dash. So we can assume 0 again here, again 90 degrees, again 180, again 270, etc. here. So again here EMF induced in the coil we can assume V is equal to Vmax sin omega t here, where we assume A phase as a reference phase. EMF induced in the coil B is given by the VB is equal to Vmax sin omega t minus 90 degrees. So when the coil advances in any one direction, either moves in the clockwise or anti-clockwise direction, the EMF can be induced here. So this rotor will cuts the stationary again conductors, thereby inducing the EMF according to the Faraday's laws of electromagnetic induction here. So therefore again EMF induced in the coil B is given by the VB is equal to Vmax sin omega t minus 90 degrees. So that is given X and Y. So vector diagram can be given by the X and Y here. The displacement between the two windings is 90 degrees. Again EMF induced here is maximum, here it is maximum, again here it is minimum, here it is minimum here. Relation between line and the phase voltages, again given if the two windings are connected here, where IL is equal to I phase, again IN is equal to root 3 of I phase here. So again we can consider these are nothing but the line voltages. Again these are nothing but the phase currents. These are nothing but the line currents here, IL, again IL and IL here. So IN is equal to root 3 of I phase. So we can assume here EL is equal to or VL is equal to line voltage, V phase is equal to phase voltage, and IL is equal to line current, I phase is equal to phase current. So in the we can say it is a two-phase four-wire system here. So we can say it is a two-phase four-wire system. And whereas in the two-phase three-wire case, the outers carry current IL is equal to I phase here. Again we can also it is a two-phase again three-wire system here. We can say it is a two-phase three-wire system here. So again whereas in the two-phase three-wire case, the outers carry current IL is equal to I phase. The outer carries the current, that is IL is equal to I phase. Again, and the voltage between the outers and the middle wire are EL is equal to E phase here. The voltage between the outer and the middle wires are nothing but EL is equal to E phase. Again, the middle wire carries the resultant of the current IL in two outers, since these are 90 degrees apart. The current in the middleware is root 3 IL. Root 3 IL as shown in figure here. Similarly, the voltage between the two outers is root 2 EL here. So in both the 4 and the 3 wires, the power P is equal to 2 into ELIL cos pi. You can write here P is equal to power P is equal to EL IL cos pi. We can indicate again EL is the line voltage, IL is the line current. Again cos pi is nothing but the power factor, where pi is the phase angle between EL and the IL here. So we can say it is a again two phase 3 wire system. The power P is equal to 2 into ELIL cos pi. So voltage across the phase winding is phase voltage. The voltage between the two phase terminals in the line voltage. The point where two windings connected in the neutral as shown in figure 3. So here relation between line and the phase voltage from the phasor diagram, VL is equal to V phase, VL is equal to root 3 phase, that is in the case of middleware. Again VBN is equal to V phase. So that we can consider OX is equal to under root of OB square plus BX square. Hypotenuse is equal to opposite square plus adjacent square. OX is equal to under root of OB square plus OA square. VL is equal to V phase square plus V phase square. Again VL is equal to root 3 of V phase. So it is nothing but the again given here phasor diagram. That is nothing but OB we are taking V phase. Again OA is nothing but the V phase here. So VL OX is nothing but the VL here. VL is equal to root 3 of V phase. So relation between line and the phase current. The current through the phase winding is equal to the current coming to the internals terminals, and given by the IL is equal to I phase. Again the current through the neutral wire carries the resultant current given by again IN is equal to root 2 of I phase. So again we can consider again PR again power, we can also consider P is equal to 2 ELIL again cos pi. So again we can write the relation nothing but the power P is equal to 2 IL cos pi. Power P is so three-phase system. In the three-phase system there will be three windings, again where the displacement between all the three windings is again 120 degrees, and we can consider nothing but the three windings which are connected like this. Again it is a, you can assume A and A dash, B and B dash, C and the C dash. So the displacement between all the three windings is exactly 120 degrees out of phase here. So each winding will induce its own EMF. In all the three windings the EMF can be induced here. Again given the three-phase alternator where three windings can be connected, we can assume X is the one winding, Y is the another winding, Z is the another winding here. In the middle the rotor can be rotates. Again we know in the case of generators that in the DC here where the again coil can be rotates, the field remains stationary. Again here, so this is nothing but the again three-phase system. Again it is nothing but three-phase three-wire system here. So generation of three-phase EMFs. In three-phase system there are three windings displaced by 120 degrees each other. These the EMFs induced in the three windings are also displaced by 120 degrees. Assume that the three coils are windings A, B, C with the same number of turns and the frequency connected in the three phase. So then the EMF induced in the coil A can be given by the VA is equal to Vmax sin omega t. The EMF induced in the coil B is given by the VB is equal to Vmax sin omega t minus 120 degrees. Again the EMF induced in the coil C is given by VC is equal to Vmax sin omega t minus 240 degrees. Again the vector diagram we can see here. A, B, C again given here. The displacement between all the three windings is 120 degrees. Here waveforms of this figure can be given as like this. Again A, B, C. Again the A 90 degrees, again 120 degrees. Again given here. Let us consider the stationary armature of a two-pole three-phase alternator as the three distinct windings displaced by 120 degrees as apart from one another. Consider the three coils that we can say here X and X dash, Y dash and Z dash are fastened in the inner slots of armature as shown in figure. Hence here A1 again we can assume here X, again X dash, Y dash, again we can assume this one is nothing but here X1 X1 X1, again here Y1 and the here Z1 here. So again we can assume here X1, Y1 and Z1 are the start terminals, and the X2, Y2 and X or X dash, again here Y dash and Z dash are the finished terminals. Again with the position shown, the EMF induced in the conductor X1 of a coil X1 X2 is 0 here, and increasing positive direction as the poles rotor rotates in the clockwise directions. So when the north pole of the rotor comes exactly under the influence of the conductor again X1, the EMF induced is maximum. The EMF induced in the conductor B1 of the coil B1 B2 is maximum, and the N pole has turned through the 120 degrees here. So again when the this shows here north pole, the N pole and the north pole is exactly under the influence of the X1 here. The EMF induced is maximum. So whenever the north pole again moves in the clockwise direction, again the rotor can be rotates. Again this north pole comes under exactly under the influence of the again Z1. Here X1, that is 120 degrees. Here EMF induced is maximum. Again here north pole comes under the influence of the Z1. Here the EMF induced is maximum. So in all the three windings the EMF can be induced. The displacement between all the three windings is 120 degrees here. So we can constitute here EA is equal to again E max sin omega t, where EMF induced in the coil again B, that we can say here Y here. EY is equal to sin omega t minus 120 degrees, and EMF induced in the coil Z, that is the Ez is equal to E max sin omega t again plus 120 degrees or minus 240 degrees here. 240 degrees. So that therefore this is generation of the three-phase EMS where the three windings are connected. The displacement between all the three windings is 120 degrees here. So when the rotor rotates in the counterclockwise direction, the EMF can be induced in all the three windings. So that is VA is equal to Vmax sin omega t. Again EMF induced in the coil B can be given by VB is equal to Vmax sin omega t minus 120 degrees. Again EMF induced in the coils is given by the Vc is equal to Vmax sin omega t minus 240 degrees. Again the vector diagram of the three-phase system can be given, that is a ABC, that is a 120 degrees, 120 degrees, 120 degrees out of phase here. Again given, again here this is nothing but the vector diagram waveforms. In this period we have discussed generation of two-phase EMFs in two-phase are VA is equal to Vmax sin omega t. Again VB is equal to Vmax sin omega t minus 90 degrees. VL is equal to root 3 of V phase and IL is equal to I phase in the case of generation of two-phase EMFs. Generation of three-phase EMFs are VA is equal to Vmax sin omega t. VB is equal to Vmax sin omega t minus 120 degrees. VC is equal to Vmax sin omega t minus 240 degrees here. And then again the twist, the relation between line and the phase voltage in two-phase system is VL is equal to root 3 of V phase, VL is equal to root 2 of V phase, VL is equal to V phase, VL is equal to V phase, VL is equal to root 2 of V phase. Again the phase difference between the each phase in a three-phase system is 0 degrees, 60 degrees, 90 degrees and 120 degrees. 120 degrees. In the two-phase system, the phase difference between two phases is 0 degrees, 60 degrees, 90 degrees, 120 degrees, 90 degrees. Frequently asked question: derive the relation between line and the phase voltages in the two-phase system. Write the instantaneous equations of the voltages in three-phase system. Draw the vector and wave diagrams of a three-phase system. Okay, thank you.